Hello, welcome back. Thank you for being here again with me today. Today's video is all about the color green. Now, if there was one question that I really hated answering in school was, what's your favorite color? Because as long as I can remember, I have wanted to be an artist and I like all the colors. I could never choose just one. Do you have a favorite color? You'll have to let me know. Put it in the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this in your house on a course, email me. What is your favorite color? Or has your favorite color changed after you've been studying color? But I would say that the colors that I choose to put in my home tend to be greens and blues. So I guess I'm sort of partial to greens and blues. So today, in this video, we're going to explore the myriad greens that you can get with just a few colors. I will primarily work with Hansa Yellow Light, my favorite yellow here, and Cyan, because I want you guys to get a little more familiar with Cyan. At the end of today's video, we're going to be practicing more with doing mixing and matching colors. So I have 3 green objects that I've pulled from around my house that are all different colors of green, and I'm going to try to mix them and match them for you here. Today, I'll be taking Hansa Yellow Light, and I'm gonna put it in another place on my palette. Let's put it here. And I just wanna add a really tiny speck of cyan. So that's it, I touched it. And we have this super bright, almost like, let's put it on paper, then maybe I'll have a better idea of what it's called. This green reminds me of, I really don't know what this green reminds me of. Perhaps something tropical? Maybe there's a tropical fruit that is somewhere in this range. I don't know. I do know I need to add a little more yellow to this. And I would still say that that's even one shade of green. So like we've been doing, color is like a recipe. Write these recipes down because these are the same 2 colors, but with just different ratios of cyan and yellow. So I keep saying cyan. However, you often won't see it in the store as cyan. My favorite cyan color is Phthalo Blue Green shade by Daniel Smith. So we'll just say cyan, down, Hansa Yellow Light, up. Because we went a little bit yellower this time, let's go a little bit bluer. I'll dab into my cyan again, and I still think it's pretty close to that shade, so I'll go in again. All right, now we've gone more into the territory of aqua. This is looking more teal. Do you see how vibrant and really poppy these greens are? All because we used a good neutral yellow and cyan. If you take that neutral yellow and do the very same thing that we did with either Prussian blue, ultramarine, cerulean, or others, indigo maybe, these greens would all be different. Okay, definitely more aquamarine with just a tad more cyan. Oh, I love this color range here. I'm just going to mark what these are again. Cyan plus, I'll do 2 plus cyan and Hansa Yellow Light. And then I'll do 3 plus up, cyan plus Hansa Yellow Light. I would say these greens are fairly cool looking. If you only were working with magenta, cyan, and yellow, how would you warm this color up? Do you remember how we warmed up our Hansa Yellow Light to make it look like New Gamboge? We added magenta, so same here. I'll dab into my magenta, I'll add it to this. It's changed it to a blue color, so we need to get back to green. Let's add more yellow. We don't need to add more cyan at this point. Okay, so we've got it back to green, and it's already a little bit warmer than this, actually. it's a little warmer. You can tell that this has been knocked back with a little bit of its complement color. Because if you look on the color wheel, opposite magenta here is green. So we added a tiny bit of magenta to this green, and it definitely, if we go over there, it definitely sent it more this direction towards magenta, muted it a little bit. But let's add a little bit more magenta. It was just one. Ooh, nope. That will send it to brown. So let's get more green in there. Do you see what trial and error this is? This will be your life from now on. Okay, that's a bit warmer. Yeah, it's a little warmer. So let's just say here, it's the same recipe as above, plus more magenta. Same recipe as above, plus more magenta. Here's a convenience color that I really like to have in my palette because you see green everywhere. Sap green is a really nice warm green. So let's put this on the page, but then I want to see if I can mix a sap green here. So this is fresh tube paint. It's so nice. It's like a warm hug. I will put it this way. It's kind of close to this. This is a little bluer still than that. I'll add a little more water, and now you're seeing the immense value range of this sap green here. It's wonderful. I don't see any of this color in it. I still see this. But to make this even warmer, I can neutralize it further by adding magenta again. Okay. Ooh, wow. Now we've got, definitely have like sewer slime. Turtle shell. A little more turtly. And adding water to get that value range here. Can do that. This is more of a, I would say, an olive green compared to the sap green. Let's look on the bluer end of what sap green can become when mixed with some cyan. Scientific method here, we've only been adding cyan and magenta. Okay, I dipped my brush into that cyan a little bit, but I think I need a little more. Still, cyan is a very powerful color. So really what I should have worn is an apron, and I thought to do that before turning my camera on, but I failed to do so. Be warned, with watercolor, it's probably going to stain your clothing. Cyan especially, and alizarin crimson, for whatever reason, those two colors are very staining. This was pure sap green, just taken out with more water. Sap green plus a little bit of magenta, and then sap green plus a little bit of cyan. Just to give you a little more variety, a pretty popular green. It was a painter who decided that this was the perfect green color. Obviously his last name was Hooker, so it's called Hooker's green. But let's see how this stacks up against our sap green and what we've mixed here. Hey, it looks pretty similar. It's a little warmer than this one, but yet it's cooler than our sap green there. So with this one, I'm going to differentiate these families by doing little swatches, kind of knocking back the opacity there with a little water. But as you see, like the more transparent this color gets, it turns into some really nice minty, bluish green, tealish colors. You could probably add a little bit of yellow and magenta to warm that up. Let's add some cyan to that one. I'll be curious. It's maybe slightly warmer than that. All right, I better label these before they escape my memory. So why don't you pause the video, go ahead and label yours, and then I'm going to grab my 3 items and try to mix and do some color matching. Here are my 3 green objects. I have a jade plant. I have a scrubby brush. And then of course I have my son's Minecraft watch. So all of these different green colors are what I'm going to try to match. So we've got 3 pretty different greens that I'll mix and match, and I'll talk it through as I do. We're talking about green here, so if you need your helper, whether it's your homemade color wheel or one of these doodads, try to find where you think this color lies. I think this color lies between their green and their yellow green. So I think it's still a yellow green, but it's pretty highly saturated. So I'm gonna put Sap Green on the page, and I'm gonna do this. Is it that color? No, I think it's bluer than that. So I'll add a little bit of cyan. Do I think it's this color? No, I think it's warmer than that. When you think warm, think I need to add magenta. Tiny bit of magenta. Okay, I've turned it purple now. So if I'm purple, I need to add green back into this puppy, or get it back to a green color. But now we're pretty much back to that sap color. Because I know sap green is a warm green, I need to start from scratch. Because if you look here, I think I was getting close to it here. And here's my cyan plus Hansa yellow light. So let's mix cyan plus Hansa yellow light, and it might be closer to that. We need a bit of cyan. Okay, we're getting there. I think if we just go a little bluer, we'll get there. Oh. I think I got it. I think that's probably the closest I'm gonna do. So cyan plus a little bit of hooker's green. So you see what I did there? I went rogue because this was a hooker's green mixed with some cyan earlier, and I remembered what it was, and I thought maybe I'm only gonna get there by using this color blue that I see. So I picked up some of that blue and I put it into the Hansa yellow light mixture with a little bit of cyan, and I got this color. Let's do a totally different green. Let's do this one. I think I'll start out by comparing it. Oh my goodness. I think it looked like a warm green to me though. Maybe it is slightly warmer to this. We'll start Hansa yellow light. I'll put it here. It had a teeny bit of cyan. It's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be too much. I'll put it over here. It's still too much. Needs a little bit of magenta. Yeah, but the tiniest little feather of, see, and that's what happened. That is what happened when I put the tiniest amount of magenta in there. So we gotta get it back up to green. Do that. Actually might want to put this in here. No, I need it over here. It needs more yellow. I think we're almost there though, folks. Gotta be close. Ooh, okay. Once that dries, that will dry to be the right color. Mr. Jade Plant is gonna come in and join the party. I think I'll just start by, it's not really cheating, but all right, it's bluer than that for sure. If I wanted to neutralize this without going full pure primary color, I could add a little bit of crimson. Okay, yeah, I mean, that warmed it up. But now our leaf is still bluer. Another rogue moment here. I will take this blue that I have no idea what's in it, but it looks like something that I need. So I'm gonna go with it and put it in here. Hey, ooh. Okay, I think that's really close. I think it just needs a bit more warmth. And because crimson is a cooler blue, like it did need a little bit of blue. So of course it's going to do that, but I can just add that sap green back in. Yeah, it needs more blue. The jade leaves are also very reflective. I don't know if you've noticed that, but they're so waxy that a lot of light is reflecting off of them. So it just depends on where you're at on the leaf. Hey, we'll say that we we'll say that we got it somewhere in here, pretty close. And sometimes pretty close is good enough. We are not perfect, are we? So embrace where you are at in this process. Go ahead, pick those 3 objects from your house and go ahead and mix up your greens and refer back to this process and everything that I showed you on the color wheel to be able to mix your own greens. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye. Hello, I'm back again. After you do these green mixtures, the next video that you're going to watch is the video that's all about the color purple. Have a great time, and I'll see you soon.